What is up, everyone? It's been a minute, that's for sure. Even though it's been kind of how do I say this? But what is up, guys? Welcome back to Sobacksports, and we're so back with another episode of the Sobacksports podcast. Um, yeah, what a insane couple of days that has transpired not only for the Chicago Bears, but I guess other teams as well. But I guess the biggest head news story is definitely Chicago Bears and what has transpired. But how you been, man? How's it going?
It's going good, man. I mean, obviously, Thanksgiving, wonderful time, obviously. But it started off with the Chicago Bears facing the Lions, and the Bears lost. I mean, another week, another heartbreaker. But at the end of the day, if you all don't know, Matty Eberflus got fired the next day after. So you know what? Honestly, it's a win. I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
and it helps us with our tank, I guess. But I'm really excited now to see like what Thomas Brown can do with his team. That's what I'm really looking forward to. So, also the Bears, I'm excited for this offseason. This is probably the biggest offseason for the Chicago Bears in forever. You know, you got to get this coaching hire right, or else this franchise is doomed for forever, basically. Because then
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna ruin another quarterback prospect, and the cycle will
He's
continue.
gonna go back to the. He's gonna go to Steelers, and it's just gonna be a whole thing.
Yeah, so like you don't want to ruin your quarterback, right? So yeah. And then obviously today there was the press conference, right? Uh Here's what I took away a little bit. I didn't watch the whole one, but I watched like Kevin Warren talk and like I watched like Ryan Poles give their opening speech. I didn't really hear the questions that were asked, but I think um I think that they really believe in Caleb. Like they really, really believe in him because if you heard what sorry, I think Kevin Warren. If you heard what Kevin Warren says, he's kept on mentioning how Caleb has been progressing, has been playing really, really well, and we saw that against the Lions, right? Like no other quarterback has thrown more touchdowns, and one or more touchdowns. No, more than one touchdown against the Lions defense, and we saw Caleb Williams do that, put the team on his back yet again, and it just sucks. He has no wins to show for it. Unfortunately, he's had what 4 games that like he should have won, but he didn't. And I'll be honest, I was kind of critical of Caleb Williams before, but I think after the Lions game, I really saw that he is the guy. He is the real deal for the future. And I'm just excited to see what Thomas Brown could do as a head coach. Can he be more clutch in the when it comes to clock management? I'm really excited for that. But really, I'm just excited hearing Ryan Poles and Kevin Warren really praise our quarterback and say that they're 100% behind him because that's really, really important because the quarterback is basically your franchise and it's it's the next building block to your success, which is getting a head coach and building around your quarterback, right? And I feel like Poles did that before Caleb came, but he obviously needs to do more with the offensive line and the head coach. Maybe go get another pass rusher. Um, Hopefully, Kwani B comes back. I heard he's doing fine, so hopefully he comes back. Because the secondary is a lot better when Kwani B is playing. But yeah, I'm excited for this game upcoming week against the 49ers. Very, very winnable game. Um, and like it's just something to look forward to, right? I and real quick before you start go, I want to just wish Matt Earflus, a happy Thanksgiving. But thank you for nothing. That's all I gotta say, man. Thank you for
Pretty much.
absolutely nothing, man. Because I mean, look, the guy is probably a nice guy. Let's be honest. He's probably a nice guy. But look, in the NFL, it's a results based league, and if you don't produce results, you will not be employed. And that's what I'm finally very, very happy that the Chicago Bears took matters into their own case, broke the streak of not firing a head coach in the midseason, and really, really proved to us that the McCaskies are growing and making good decisions for the football team. And
Is it
that's
really McCaskey's growing, or that how Matt Eberflus is like that bad? Like,
No, because like we saw, okay, I obviously didn't watch football back then, but I heard people who did watch, they said that Mark Trestman was really, really bad and they never did anything.
No,
So
that's true. But Matt Eberflus was like the thing is with Mark Trestman is that y- the only issue is that Mark Trestman never had a team like this.
that's
He
true.
got something close, which was with like Jay Cutler and whatnot, but he didn't get anywhere
But
near.
we gotta start somewhere, right? Like that's my thing. We gotta
No,
start
I
somewhere.
agree, but you know, it just shows you like how bad because when it comes to employment, at least that's for Chicago Bears' sake, your job is mostly safe throughout the season. You're not likely to get fired in the middle of the season with this organization until you realize what kind of a threshold you have to cross in order for the McCaskey to give you the time of day to say enough's enough. You're really bad, and you gotta go. That's shows you what level of bad you have to be as a head coach. And Matt Eberflus has done that. We've seen no
Mhm.
one has gotten more of a leash, long of a leash. He's gotten a leash from here to Millennium Park. That's how long of a leash he has at this point. He keeps on getting away with it, and it clearly got to a point where he blew another lead and not blew another lead, blew another game that could have been won, and all for the simple fact of utilizing his timeouts. We've seen time and time again, clock management has been an issue when it comes to him, and that goes with saying a lot of defensive coordinators, offensive coordinators, like in general, don't have that internal clock or don't have that that sense of urgency like a head coaching coach does, which given 3 years under the same organization, you would expect that he would have grown into that kind of head coach that has those intangibles, has the ability to, make game time decisions and have that, sense of urgency like
Yeah.
typical coaches do. Like now I'm seeing like every single game, like throughout Sunday, like anytime it got into crunch time and the coaches using the timeouts and stuff, they always mention Matt Eberflus
Yes.
and his
Rightfully so.
ability to,
Rightfully so.
yeah, rightfully so. Like Matt Eberflus is the definition of what not to do as a head coach, and
Facts.
that's clearly another coach that the Chicago Bears decide to hire. Going off to your point about
Mhm.
how this is going to be the most, this is the definitely these the hire. There's no other hire better,
Oh,
more important than
by
this.
the way, you can hear me, right? Like
Yeah, I can
fine.
hear you.
Okay, okay. Keep going. My
No,
bad.
yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. But it just this is the most important hire in franchise history because you
Yeah.
have a franchise quarterback. Like it's pretty obvious, and dude has been breaking all your records, and there's 5 games left. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
that's insane.
Mhm. No. I agree with you. And here's another point I have to like mention. I feel like okay, you're saying like the McCaskies, like the reason why I thought like the McCaskies have like changed a little bit, and obviously look, they got to make the hire right before I say anything, and I got to see like how the new coach is. My thing is the McCaskies broke this whole thing where it's like we don't fire a head coach because of Caleb Williams. I feel like right because they felt like okay, we finally drafted a guy that generally can win us a Super Bowl, right? Because I feel like the McCaskies never thought about that. Maybe they thought a little bit because they drafted Trubisky at 2, but they never really thought that, okay, Trubisky is a guy that could take us to the Super Bowl, right? He wasn't ever special, right? Justin Fields had his highs and he had his lows, but they never thought that, okay, he can go out and be a champion for the Chicago Bears. You're seeing this guy, this thoroughbred of Caleb Williams, go out there week and week after week after week with a bad coaching staff, right? Like you guys have said, and I've said that he's put them on their back and helped them make the games close and win. And he should have been rewarded 3 or 4 times. Maybe one time, it doesn't go your way, I guess. But I'm just saying, like, Caleb Williams is clutch and he's been really, really good. And that's the reason why I feel like they made these critical decisions and broke the streak of not firing head coach throughout the season is because how special Caleb Williams was, and they did it because he's been playing out of his mind right now. Now, obviously, I think He still has room to grow. Obviously, he's a rookie. There's still stuff he needs to clean up. Like he can't take a lot of sacks. Although I don't think the last sack he took was his fault because the offense line just collapsed.
Mm-hmm.
But he does take some bad sacks here and there. But that's just he's a rookie, and obviously his clock management skills little bit to blame for Caleb Williams there, but obviously when you're the head coach, you don't put that on your rookie. You have to help your rookie out and take a timeout and regroup, calm everything down, and when Caleb Williams was switching up the play, that should have been a signal for Matt Eberflus to take a timeout, and he didn't do that. Happy that he's gone, but I'm really really excited for what Thomas Brown can do because my question is to the media, to you, is what does Thomas Brown need to do to prove that he is the head coach of the Chicago Bears? In my opinion, because of how really, really good choices there are in this offseason, I think that he would have to blow us all away. My thing is he got to either go 4-1 or 5-0, right? Because you got a tough stretch. You got okay, as bad as the Niners are, they're still a talented football team. You got the 49ers, you got the Seattle Seahawks, you got the Detroit Lions, the Packers, and the Vikings. Four of those five teams are playoff teams. So you have a really tough schedule here. So this is really going to show how good of a coach Thomas Brown really is. Can he be the head coach? Can he be a leader for the Chicago Bears? Right? Yeah. Look at look at all the lists. I mean, I'm very very scared how Cliff Kingsbury is number one on the list.
Yeah, that just worries me way too much.
But
Like,
I don't think the Bears will because he was bad on Arizona.
anyways,
And
finish your point. Finish your point. I just put this up for the next
yeah,
point.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
No, 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 no. So that's what I'm saying. I'm really really excited to see what Thomas Brown can do, but I think he has to blow us all away for him to be the coach of the Chicago Bears.
yeah. One other thing too, I'm kind of worried about is Marcus Freeman. Um, no, let's not do that whatsoever. I'd rather have Cliff Kingsbury than Marcus Freeman. Let's just say he coached Notre Dame. Don't like that. No, okay. All right. Anyways, on to the next one. Like, there's so many head coaching vacancies and opportunities, I guess. And Chicago is definitely one of those definite destinations you'll kind of want to see, and
Yeah.
you'll kind of, Ben Johnson, obviously the blue chip candidate for the head coaching job, and it really all depends on if he really wants to go there. Like we said, Caleb was sounded like he didn't want to come here with the due to his like dad and all that stuff. Turned out that couldn't really pass up the opportunity going up number one. And you're going into a situation like the Chicago Bears that have weapons and whatnot. So, there is a good shot that Ben Johnson could be our head coach, but it all really depends on what kind of offer the McCaskies end up making. Um, but, I guess to your kind of point, um, this is going to be a very big hire, and it just proves to us that, how special Caleb really is. The fact of the matter is, he is changing behaviors of what a franchise has been doing for 100 plus years.
Hmm.
And that just shows you how much they cannot mess this up. Like, you got Ryan Poles sitting there with Kevin Warren. Kevin Warren essentially, um, because George McCaskey and Ted Phillips gave um what's his name? Oh, Ryan Poles free reign to do whatever he wanted when it comes to this offense, which he's done a lot of good, but when it came to the staff, it was kind of a bit tricky situation right there with Flus and whatnot. But now Kevin Warren is like, I had enough. We're not messing this up whatsoever. I'm going to step down in and make sure that I monitor what is going on, because you Ryan Poles, what you're doing is affecting me and my job and my ability to run this franchise as well, because I am the president as well. I am one step below being the owner of this team. So, or like, I don't know the hierarchy, but like, you see what I mean. But it's, and then with him stepping in, um, being the vocal point of the press conference this morning, kind of showed you like the duality. Um, I did like, there was a point that CSGO podcast has made when this morning where it was like, they really appreciated that Ryan Poles wasn't trying to put on this facade, like Kevin Warren was trying to do. Like everything is fine here and all that. He genuinely felt very sad. Like genuinely, he was just like, "Why am I in this position? Like I did what I could, and somehow this team always falls flat. You can't." And the thing is, right? Kevin Warren made a point. Things needed to change. If you go in 7-10 last year, and with the better team, you go 4-8, something is definitely wrong when it comes to the coaching staff. So things had to be changed because we have too dang of a quarterback. Dude is elite. All right, he is with the right coaching. This dude can be his like peak is to the stratosphere at this point. So Flus was not doing it. He clearly hated him, and I got noticed as well that apparently in his like in interviews and stuff, or in whatnot, like or like exit interviews, apparently Justin Fields was also a big proponent of Flus being gone as well. So there was a
Really?
constant. Yeah, I don't know how true that is. Like I saw it on like the Sears Tower guy on Twitter, but he
Like
apparently
Fields
mentioned
from
that.
like Pittsburgh?
No,
Like
no,
you?
no, no. I don't know how true that is, but it's kind of like funny because it's like, oh, and that kind of leads me to the next point. But like, I don't know
Yeah.
how true that is. It's probably not, but like, it's kind of like it kind of adds up too. But
Mhm.
that kind of shows you. Like, let's go back to the moments of Flus getting fired. Right? You are in Detroit. You just lost in the most dumb assery way possible, and you're going to the locker room, you do your prayer or whatever with Flus or whatever, typical stuff. And then Flus opens his mouth and says, not the result we wanted. And Jalen Johnson had enough. Genuinely had enough. And he erupted, according to
Yeah, this is
people.
was this his press conference? Like,
No, this was after the Detroit game. Literally right in the locker room.
oh, is it lock? Wait, is there no footage on this?
No, of course not. Why would there be
Oh,
food? I
man, I want.
wish.
Yeah,
I
I
would
wish.
what I would pay to see that. Oh my god,
Okay,
dude.
finish your point.
But
My bad.
yeah, Jalen Johnson essentially like cussed out Flus. Essentially was saying what all Bears fans and all the locker room kind of wanted to say, showing that how much of a leader this dude is at such a young age. Like he had enough. He had enough. He hated it. He hated everything about it. And then Flus walked out. Like he couldn't say anything back. That's just how it ended. And after that, the front office is like, oh, this this is not good. Like at this point, if he stays another week, it's a mutiny is going to happen or something. But then apparently this and during the press conference they were talked about how uh Flus did his like meetings in the morning over Zoom, and it was kind of like a little weird because it was just like, why did he do those meetings if he was going to get fired anyways? So it's like it was kind of like
I guess he didn't
uh,
know.
right, but no, but it's like yeah, they did apparently they didn't know that they were going to fire him, and they didn't make a decision yet. Um, Kind of weird, but it's like also kind of like it makes sense. I got like a bunch of like things why that's true, and not people are many people are outraged by that actually because it kind of makes sense because with when it comes to contracts and a coach, you don't want to like pull the rug like that for them, and otherwise they're gonna like sue you and stuff like that, and like for like breach of contract and whatnot. But yeah, that's another thing. That's a whole can of worms. But apparently, it was just like it's family reasons. Like the Chicago Bears like want to do things the right way, and that is tell Flus, hey, we respect your family and all that. We want to let you know that you're fired, you're gone. Like we wanted you to know first before anyone else found out, because a lot of organizations, their coach that is like on the hot seat typically finds out before the front office tells them. So they do a little things a little bit different. So I guess that's kind of an explanation, but he said he took full of responsibility. Um, he could have handled it a lot better. Uh, but listen, the fallout has already happened at this point, and now at this point we're all turned to what Thomas Brown did, and let's focus on what his press conference because dude sounded great. Like he sounded, it was like a breath of fresh air. Like no buzzwords, no like, you know, hits principles. It just, straight to business. Like, no excuses, nothing. Like, everyone takes accountability. He's a guy that's like fully like, I want to win. Just that's it. Bottom line, you know. Um, I don't know if you heard any of the his press
I didn't, I
conference,
didn't, I didn't
but
hear it, but
mhm.
yeah, I didn't hear it. I only heard like the Kevin Warren and Ryan Poles one just a little bit. I was really busy today, but yeah, I mean, I feel you, man. I feel like the well, were you done with your take or
No, no, you can go ahead.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, look, I mean, I'm basically saying what I said. Like, I'm really excited. Like, this gives us as Bears fans like an opportunity, to be excited to watch this team. I'm really excited with like the direction this team's going. I wasn't really excited watching the games when Eberflus was giving, was the coach. Like he kind of lost me after the Cardinals game. I actually no after the Patriots game he lost me like fully, but I just really really don't want us to rush the coaching, like the rush the coaching decision. I feel like, everyone needs to be on the same page when hiring this coach, the next coach that we take, whether it's Thomas Brown, Ben Johnson, Mike Vrabel. Um, it's got to be the best fit. Caleb Williams needs to be a big factor in it because he's our quarterback. Um, and yeah, I'm just I'm excited. I'm happy that Jalen Johnson did that. Enough's enough. Um, and yeah, I think we're gonna be fine. Like this franchise is, it's looking like it's heading to the right direction. Um, a big week coming up for the Niners. I feel like this is a win would be very huge, just for like all the things that's been going on. The 6 game losing streak, like it just has to come to an end. So I'm excited. I think you're excited too. I think we all are. Um, and you should be. I mean, everyone should be. Like, everyone likes change, and let's see if this change is good or worse. I think it can't get any worse. That's my thing. It
No, I
can't get any
agree.
worse.
Yeah, it just, you know, Caleb deserves a win, like a more recent win. Like, if we run the table, that's amazing. But I feel like this 49ers team, like, this is a great opportunity for us. Like, we're catching them at a pretty bad time for them. But it's also the 49ers, and it's a lot of things to really consider.
Yeah, for sure.
But they don't have CMC. George Mason's also out as well, potentially. So they're
Or
down to the like third string running back, huh?
that should be like, I thought they had Mason, but if they don't have Mason, there's no excuse to lose this game.
I mean,
The injuries
yeah,
they got, the injuries they got, there's no excuse.
yeah, but it's like, let's see, let's just take a look at like the Bears Niners like spread right
They're
now.
gonna get the Niners. They're gonna get the Niners the nod. It makes sense. We're in a 6 game losing streak. I mean, I would like, if I was not biased, I would pick the Niners to win. Like,
Oh, this is in 2022. 1 second.
oh yeah, last time we played them, we did beat
Yeah,
them.
listen, that's a great opportunity. Hold on 1 second. Why can't I do it? Okay, all right. So yeah, San Francisco is 5 point favorites. Um, they're kind of in a similar situation where they're not winning that many games but losing a lot. Um, yeah, Jordan Mason's gonna be out. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's gonna be interesting, and their defense is formidable. The Bears have lost all their games so far. Since the Hail Mary and leave 6 game losing streak right now.
I just
So
like, bro, like how did our season just come to this? Like, I just still this day, like, I can't believe we were 4-2. It mind boggles me that we were 4-2 and now we're 4-8.
mm-hmm.
Only the Bears can do this, man. It's crazy. It's like we're not that bad. Like, I'm being so serious. We're not that bad. We're
No, I
we're,
agree. We're not
we're
a bad team. Like, look at these losses.
no, no,
Like,
no. We're
look at
gonna
these
find out.
losses.
we're gonna find out how good the Bears could have been. Like
Mm-hmm.
all this time, we're gonna find out if it
Yeah.
was just Eberflus. Because no, I'm telling you right now, if the Bears go 5-0 without Eberflus, or 4-1, or look way better than they were,
Mm-hmm.
Eberflus is never getting hired.
Right.
He's
He's
never.
probably
He's
gonna get back to DC position. He's not getting
maybe,
a head coaching job ever
maybe,
again.
maybe. I wouldn't trust him. His defense
No, no,
looks.
no. He's
It
a good
sucks.
defensive coordinator.
No, like
If he was only charged with doing one thing, that is being a defensive coordinator.
nah, nah. I would disagree, man. The Vikings game, bro. What was he doing? Like
No, I get
coverages
that. I
all
get
the
that.
time.
But it's like it's
His
him
defense sucks.
coaching.
Like, okay, I'll be honest. Ever since the Packers game, it sucks. It's been terrible. Yeah, I remember the Cardinals game. That was garbage. Like
Mm-hmm.
it is. It's bad. Like he's not good. I'm just saying right now. If I'm mad at Eberflus, I want the Bears to lose all these games because just to make myself look better. If I'm mad at Eberflus, but I don't care about that guy, bro. Like I could care less what he is, man. Like it doesn't matter. I think this will show how good the Bears could have been.
Mm-hmm.
9-8 is. I'm telling y'all right now. 9-8 is on the table, man. It is on the table. It is gonna be tough. It's not gonna happen, but it is on the table. It is on the
Agree.
table. Do you want to review the other games?
From previous weeks, previous
Yeah,
week. Okay,
bro.
we can do that.
By the way, Jabo threw a pick,
Yeah, pick six. It was
but
not
he's
good.
but he's about to score again.
Really?
He's at the 2 yard line
What the heck? How?
because they got. I don't know. He's Jabo.
Bro, about to hit 500 yards. Oh my god, that's crazy.
Jabo threw a pick
Again,
6. Wait, it might be a pick 6. Oh my god.
third
No,
pick
it's
six.
No, it's game. Jabo, like, he can't be the quarterback. I know he threw for 500, bro, but he can't be the quarterback, man. Like, you cannot give him, like, nah. I'm sorry, Jabo. I like Jabo a lot, man, but you can't.
Yeah, this week was terrible for me. I actually picked a lot of bad games, but
Let's see how I
um,
did. I mean, we kind of already reviewed the Bears Lions game. I picked the Lions to win that game. Actually, I think. Yeah, I did. Wait, what? I picked the Bears. I do not remember this.
yeah, you picked the
Okay,
Bears.
whatever. I guess I picked the Bears, but the Cowboys Giants. I think. Look, this game. I don't know why the Cowboys are winning games, but hey, it is what it is. I think Jerry wants to be competitive, but yeah, it doesn't make sense. I think the Cowboys never make sense, but um, I think that the Giants, they're obviously tanking for Jadir. There's no way. Like they suck. They're not a good
Mm-hmm.
team. So I
Yeah.
think the Giants need a new quarterback, man. So they're gonna get one.
Yep.
Packers Dolphins. I feel like my opinion for the Packers Dolphins game, it really proved that the Packers are just that good of a team. I feel like, okay, I know the Dolphins are just not that good, but like Jordan Love played really, really well, and we're seeing Jordan Love for the second week in a row play mistake-free football.
Mhm.
He's been very smart with the ball, and I like what they're doing. So yeah, the Packers are gonna be very dangerous, and that NFC North for the second place is getting very, very close with them and the Vikings.
Mhm.
Chiefs,
Yeah.
Raiders. I mean, you can call them lucky, man, but they ain't lucky, man. They find ways to win. I think the Chiefs are just that good of a team. Um,
They're the
they need
opposite of the Bears. They got all the luck on their side too. But
they got luck, but mate, like luck goes with winning, man. So
Mhm.
we can't really hate on it either. They're just that good of a team. Like no matter you never, in my opinion, you never know. You don't think the Chiefs are gonna lose. You just don't.
Mhm.
You never know. Like they don't lose. They lost only once to the Bills, and the Bills owned them in the regular season. So I think the Raiders, it's honestly great that they lost. Like you want that pick. You want the draft pick. So
Mhm.
yeah, they're
They're
gonna
out
go
of
get
playoff contention as well.
yeah.
They're one of the three teams now that got out of playoff contention.
Yeah. My opinion right now, man, real quick, Falcons, they might have to put in Michael Penix now.
I kind of disagree. I know it's bad that Kirko change literally put 4 interceptions, but
It might have been the
you
worst
know,
contract I've seen.
I think no, I think it's like it was just a bad game, but it's like unless he has like another game and you're kind of like out of playoff contention is when I'll put Penix in. Because until then,
Okay,
your best bet is for you to have Cousins because you're
well,
still paying him a lot of money and you're kind of just trying to see what you have with him and then before moving off of him because you want to because Kirk is your best opportunity to make the playoffs than Michael Penix is.
no.
Let's be
I agree with you, man. But his last 3 games, he's had 0 touchdowns,
mm-hmm.
6 interceptions,
Oh, he hasn't thrown a. Oh, I did not know that. He has not thrown a touchdown.
and the teams he's played, yeah, the Chargers, Denver, and New Orleans.
Wow, I did not know that.
He's leading the league in interceptions. You see that score? That's what he has: 17 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. I
Hmm.
just don't think that Kirk Cousins is the long-term solution. I think that this might go down as the worst free agency signing ever. Because look at what they're doing without Kirk in Minnesota. I call it Sam Darnold Punk. He's playing good. He's good. And Kirk has been awful. He's been awful. So I think, look, you've seen Kirk Cousins with the highs of the highs, and we've seen the Kirk Cousins with the lows of the lows, man.
I kind of disagree about Minnesota. I still think that Kirk would have done way better in Minnesota if he had not gotten
But dude,
injured. Because before
they're
his
not good.
injury, he was on an MVP caliber type season. He was
They,
actually on MVP
they were
caliber
they were
stat line,
losing. They were
huh?
losing. They were losing games.
But yeah, but like they were winning some games here and there. But it's like at the end of the day, he had stats to prove it.
They only had 2 wins. I think they were like 2-5 when he got injured.
Something like that, yeah. Because they were like
Josh
losing.
Dobbs, Josh Dobbs went on a 5-game win streak.
I don't think he went on a 5 game winning streak. I think he went on like some
No,
kind
they
of
went on a
glitch.
5-game win streak. No, wait. No, he went on a 4-game win streak. Kirk won one of the games, which was the Packers game, and then they went on a 5-game win streak.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
And then they collapsed. But what I'm trying to say is, if I'm the Falcons, man, I give him one more week. If Kirk sucks next week, I put in Penix, man. I really do. Because I got to, like, what do you lose? No, let
no,
me
yeah.
just hear. What do you lose? The Falcons are a very young team. They're 6-6. The Bucks, I think, are 6-6.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the thing, very, very important. The Falcons do hold the tiebreaker over the Bucks because they beat them twice in the regular season. So that is something to look forward to. But be honest, do you think Kirk Cousins can win them anything? I just don't think so. I don't. I think you got to see what your young guy got. I'm very high on Michael Penix. I think he could be very, very good. You got to give him a chance. And I know you have a long time to give him a chance, but I think he sat behind Kirk already. He probably learned a lot from Kirk. I think it's time to give him the chains, man. I think it's time, man.
Hmm. No, I agree. I mean, that also makes sense too. But I don't want to kind of review these. I kind of want to review. This was an interesting game. The Jets are just fried beyond belief.
Jets. That's what I'd say, bro. Like, they started so good and then they sucked. I knew that when they had that lead, they're losing, man. I knew it. They suck.
Yeah,
Devontae Adams, why did you go to the Jets, man?
we went from
Why?
one bad team to another. We have one more win.
No, wait, no. I think Devontae's free agent this offseason, right?
Something like that. No, he's paying off his rest of the contract. And yeah, and he's definitely gone. So Jets are blowing it all up. It doesn't matter. The experiment's over. Dang, that fast. That fast.
I feel bad
Yeah.
for Garrett Wilson, man. He
Yeah, he's
deserves
good.
better.
But yeah, Commanders, not really much to talk about. The Tennessee Titans suck. This was an interesting game. There was a lot of discussion about this game.
Mr. Unlimited.
I don't blame. Listen, I don't understand why people are blaming Joe Burrow for this. It's
Wait,
not his.
what? He does not deserve any blame. Dude, Joe
Well,
Burrow.
you'd be surprised how much blame this dude is getting
No,
because of this loss.
no. If anybody blames Joe Burrow, they don't know ball.
Well,
I,
Shannon Sharp, I guess,
I
knows no
get it.
ball.
Okay. I watched the game. He did have 3 turnovers. That
Yeah, I
is
know.
that is that is something to look to. He
Right.
did have 3 turnovers, but your defense also gave up 44 points.
Oh, get this. You know
Flips
it's bad. Your defense is generationally bad when you're giving up 500 plus yards
to the
to the
Steelers.
Steelers.
It's not even them running the ball; it's throwing the
Steelers.
ball. I know.
Do you understand what that? Do you know how insane that is for a team that doesn't know how to move the ball in the first place, but yet wins games somehow because of
Yeah,
high end talent?
and Chris Boswell.
And Chris Boswell is their best, one of their best players. Like
No. I think like the Bengals seriously have a lot of questions to answer, man.
they have
And
questions, but they won't answer it until the end of the season.
yeah, no, obviously Zach Taylor's he's gone. He's gone.
No, he has to
He's
be
done.
gone.
He's done. Um, I think obviously you're gonna keep Burrow. I mean Burrow's. I mean that's not even a question. Sorry, Burrow and Chase like they're T Higgins is probably gone. He's gone.
He
He's
definitely is
going.
now.
I think my prediction is he's going to the Patriots, but I don't know. He might go to like Giants or I don't know where he'll go, but he'll go to some. He'll go to some team that'll give him the bag. Um. So and then they also you need to draft defense. Like use all your picks for defense. Literally, offense is not your problem. Defense is your problem.
And offensive line.
I feel bad for Burrow because like you're wasting a season. We're wasting one of Burrow's best seasons. He has 30 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He's on track to go for 4,300 yards without even making the playoffs. Like that's just ridiculous, man. It's so stupid. I think that I feel bad for Burrow, but I don't know. But he's also getting the bag too, so I can't really feel that bad for him.
Yeah.
But he is getting his talents wasted in Cincy. But I think this offseason, all they got to do is draft a lot of defense and get some defensive players, and I think they'll be fine. But yeah, you got to get rid of Zach Taylor. Lou Anarumo, he needs to be gone too. He's washed. I swear to God, the Bengals only play good against the Chiefs. Like they'll lock in. They will lock in when they play the Chiefs. And I mean, they still lost this season, but they'll lock in when they play the Chiefs. But when they play any other team, they shit their pants. So yeah. But going to the Steelers, man, very very good game, man. I think Mr. Unlimited. If the season goes right now, Mr. Unlimited is the future of the Steelers. I mean, I don't know how long the future will be. Maybe like what, a 2-year contract, maybe 3 years. Um, I I don't know what they do with Justin Fields. Obviously, he's probably going to go somewhere else. But I like what they're doing with their team, with their offense. I think Najee Harris is, in my opinion, very very tricky. Like, do you re-sign him because you didn't pick up his fifth-year option? So he's basically a free agent coming into this. Do you really re-sign him? Jalen Warren, he's a little bit older. You sign him. You resign him too. Like you got to choose between those two running backs.
Right.
They have probably the most expensive defense. And another thing is, can they keep Mr. Unlimited too? Because the cap space for the Pittsburgh Steelers is not that big. They don't have a lot. They have to either, because Mr. Unlimited, if he plays like this, like if Russell Wilson plays like this, he's gonna get a Baker Mayfield contract or even more. He's playing out of his mind right now. He is. And you don't just throw 414 yards and beat the Cincinnati
But to be
Bengals.
fair, he's still getting his contract still paid from the Broncos as well.
No, but no. His contract's over. After the season, he'll
Mm-hmm.
be a free agent. He's unrestricted free agent. The Steelers will probably re-sign him. But my question is,
But it all
the
depends on how he does in the playoffs. Genuinely, that all it will entail.
but I
Because
feel
if
like
they get matched up with the Chiefs or something, then it's cooked.
they can't play them in the first round. I feel like they're going to be a division winner.
Okay, if they win the division, say for an example, then who are they gonna face? They're gonna face like the
They
Bills or
probably,
something.
no. Like no, the Bills will win the division.
Oh
Like
right, they already won the division. Oh
yeah.
shoot.
So okay, my thing. Okay, with the AFC, I'm going to give it a little pivot. I think the AFC is going to be the Chiefs number 1, Bills number 2, Steelers number 3, Texans number 4, Ravens number 5, Chargers number 6, Broncos number 7. I think that's set. That's set. So you play. Oh, that'd be cool if he plays Broncos. That would actually be kind of cool.
I'd be like, oh, dude, if he beats the Broncos,
Because like he should
ultimate
have.
revenge story.
It should have happened this season, but Fields played that game.
Yeah.
They won, but Fields played that game. So
Wait, I think they're setting it up for that. Genuinely, they're like, oh, we missed that opportunity. They're gonna set it up for that.
so like let's just say for example, like he
Broncos
wins
are
the
making the playoffs.
no, no, no,
That's
no.
guaranteed now.
If they win the playoff game, right? If they win the
Hmm.
playoffs, like the Steelers win the playoffs, that's gonna be huge. If they play the one game, I feel like for Russell Wilson to get a contract, he needs to win one playoff game
Hmm.
because what realistically, do you think like this team is good enough to beat the Bills? Is it
No.
really good enough to beat the Chiefs?
Mm-mm.
Like,
But if they win, if Mister Unlimited wins you a playoff game, that's that's gonna give you a contract.
because you know what's crazy, right? The Steelers haven't won a playoff game last 5 times.
Yeah, I know.
So that's my thing, right? The Steelers haven't done something like that, and if he breaks that, that's huge. His
Yeah,
stock's gonna go up, and it's
that's
also
literally Baker Mayfield. That's
yeah.
literally
So
Baker Mayfield.
yeah, but I think yeah, that's true. Baker Mayfield should have won that. Dude, that's crazy. I wish Baker won that game, but I'm just saying, like my whole thing is, can the Steelers afford him if he keeps playing well? But I think they will ultimately pay him, and yeah, I mean, it sucks that they have to make. I mean, obviously, they're gonna have to make the decision, right? And I think Russell Wilson right now, week after week after week, is making that decision a lot easier. With okay, should he be the long term future, or do they go with the young guy and Justin Fields? Obviously, his play's been amazing, and he's proven me wrong and proven a lot of people wrong that he still got it. So happy for Russell Wilson, man. Um, that's good, and I'm excited for this odd free agency because if Russell Wilson gets re-signed to the Steelers, Sam Darnold and Justin Fields are the biggest quarterback free agents on the market.
Hmm.
Speaking of the Vikings, speaking
Yeah,
of the Vikings, Sam Darnold, is he the future of the Vikings? I'm asking you.
I don't think he's the future. I think he's a good bridge quarterback for McCarthy. They're gonna definitely do the whole like what Green Bay is doing with Jordan Love until Sam Darnold's wheels fall off, which clearly right now they're not because they're winning games. Despite listen, Sam Darnold will, have stinkers of performances at times, but he will pull up when it matters the most. And listen, he under Kevin O'Connell, that's why Kevin O'Connell is like low key one of my coach of the year candidates this year because there's like no reason for him to have this kind of a team, but also um be 10-2. That's the huge thing. 10-2 with Sam Darnold as your quarterback. And what's I found a really stat really interesting to this year because Geno Smith and Sam Darnold both got drafted by the Jets, and then this year, this is the first time where a team lost to two of the same quarterbacks they have drafted in the first round.
Damn.
Jets can't find new ways to really get more disappointed. Like you thought the Bears were bad. Well, yes, they are definitely, but the Jets are like
Yeah,
that's
I
like
mean,
depressing at that point. Like that's
I
just like
I generally think that the Vikings have to go with Sam Darnold. You have to. I mean, like he deserves it. Like he does. Like
so.
he
Is your pumpkin agenda
he's
over?
done. Oh, he's no longer a pumpkin, man. Sam Darnold is no longer a pumpkin.
Mm.
He no, that's what I'm saying. Like
No,
I
I'm saying that's fine. That's
after
it's
after,
interesting.
after what he did to the Bears, back against the wall, beat the Bears in overtime, played clutch. He's been really, really good this season. I can't say he's a pumpkin anymore. I just can't. Maybe it's Kevin O'Connell scheming, but I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna give him his flowers when it's due. He's played amazing this season. I'm very, very happy for the guy. I really like to see comeback stories. A lot of people had him, wrote him off, and he came back and with a good system. It just proves that like quarterbacks need good systems. They do. It's just how it is. There's only maybe a few quarterbacks that can play in any system, but you need for any normal quarterback, you need to have a good system. And Sam Darnold's played really, really well. And I think if I'm the Vikings, man, you got to go with Sam Darnold. You have to.
Yeah.
You don't know what you get with JJ McCarthy. Maybe you sit him next year, but it's gonna be a very, very hard conversation.
No,
It
I don't think
is.
it isn't. I don't think it isn't because it's like for McCarthy's sake, there's no need to rush him right now. Like genuinely, there's no need. You already found your like quarterback right now.
Okay, but you're
And it will
okay.
be like a whole Green Bay situation where it's like a
It's not. It's
quarterback
not.
daycare.
It's not really Green Bay situation because Aaron Rodgers was a lot older when they drafted Jordan Love.
No,
Sam
I get
Darnold, I think.
that.
I think. Wait, how old is he? I think he's
He's not that old.
27.
He's like 27. Yeah,
He's in his
he's not
prime.
that. That's not his. Yeah, I agree. But listen, McCarthy. At the end of the day, like you can, it's not necessarily the same thing as Green Bay, but I'm just saying, like sitting behind Sam Darnold a couple of years or like 1 year or two more is not going to hurt him anytime
Okay, but
soon.
okay,
I think
my question is if Sam Darnold can do this in year one and he continues to play well and JJ McCarthy is not playing, he's like, what are you doing?
I
Like
don't
that's
think
my
you.
thing.
I don't think
So you don't think
it's
Sam
gonna be
Darnold
hard because then
is an
once
anomaly?
Sam Darnold, I don't know what his contract situation is like.
He's one and done. He signed only a 1 year deal here.
Okay,
He's a
but
free
it's
agent.
like, but I think that means other teams might be interested in him too. You
I
never
mean,
know.
but like, okay, here's my thing. If the Vikings go like what, 12-5 with Sam Darnold, and that's if they lose 2 out of the 5 games. So what if they go like 13-4? They win a playoff game, which is very, very possible because if they're the fifth seed, they play Tampa, and I feel like they can beat Tampa. They play Tampa or the Falcons. Winnable game. If he wins a playoff game, you have to pay him. You have
Hmm.
to. Like, that's the only just way to do it. It's because he's played out of his mind. Like, no one thought Sam Darnold would do this, and he did it. So, like, you have to pay him. And my thing is this going to hinder your so-called future in JJ McCarthy?
Mm. It's just gonna be an interesting conversation. That's all I feel. Like I just think that right now it's a little too soon to talk about this. McCarthy is gonna be fine. I think they drafted him in the first round for a reason. I think they're gonna prioritize him a lot more because they know, and they if Sam Darnold walks after like a small contract, it's not the end of the world. I don't think they're gonna offer him that much because he's 27 years old right now. They're not gonna give him a huge contract or anything like that where it's like a supermax
They're not. They
extension.
probably okay, but the Bake
A
Show.
Baker a Baker contract. Like
No,
Baker contract is very manageable. Like
no
it's
Baker
genuinely very
contract.
manageable.
No Baker contract was he got I think 100 million for 3 years. Like that's still a lot.
That is a lot, but it's like not like 200 plus, which is like gonna break the bank for you.
Yeah, but like
Because
Darnold, like
with Baker's contract, he was able to bring in. They were able to still bring in Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and a lot of their offensive line, a lot of their defensive pieces. Like if you manage the cap correctly, which the GM has been doing, Kwesi has been. I forgot his first last name, but he's been doing. I don't see why not. You
I
really don't
guess
see
I
why not.
mean we gotta see. Obviously, Sam Darnold like he got to still finish the season really, really well, but I just really want to see what the Vikings do with the situation. Obviously, we have to look at the playoffs and everything, but yeah.
Well, but yeah,
Okay.
I mean, yeah. This has been Jesus Christ. Like this game was something else. More division football. Bryce Young had a great game. Led a
I think
game-winning drive, pretty
I
much.
think uh I think Bryce Young's the future, man.
Mm-hmm.
I
He
think I
is.
think everybody in the media and people around needs to owe Bryce Young an apology, man. I think I
I do
remember
too. I will apologize because yeah,
Dan or
he.
Dan. I think I've said it. I think I've been a Bryce Young believer. I think I have been. I've been a Bryce Young believer. I never said that. I've been saying that he should be the quarterback of the team. Like he was good. And there's a reason why he was the number one pick, right? And I just thought that he was never he was never put for success like immediately. Like come on, like, we all knew the Panthers was gonna be bad. Like come on, did they really make any good improvement for everyone to think that they were gonna be a good team? No, but we're seeing week after week after week he's improving with Dave Canales, making really good reads. Played really well against the Chiefs. Like people forget, he played great against the Chiefs defense. Played good against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. Played solid, man, and he's making his case, man. And I feel like I think the Panthers are going to keep him, man. Just you can't. I think it just I don't see the Panthers moving off of him, and I'm very happy for the guy, man. And people have to owe this man an apology, because he was doubted, hated. I don't know if he was hated, but he was doubted. People said Dan Orlovsky had the nerve to say his career was over after 18 games played. Remember when he got benched? He said his career is over. I don't think so, man. I think Bryce Young, he's gonna have a great career. The Panthers, now it's up to the Panthers now to okay. Now you have your quarterback. Can you build around him? Can David Tepper do that? We'll see. But hey, Panthers fans, I hope you all lose a lot of games right now because we need that pick. Because you guys don't have your second round pick. Sucks to suck. But yeah, I'm happy for the Bake Show getting this win for us. Thank you, Bake
Thank
Show.
God. He played like trash too, but he got the job done. That's all that matters really. Bucky Irving too was a monster, but Ravens Eagles was supposed to be the game. And you can kind of talk simultaneously with the Bills and Niners,
I
but
think I think real quick, and then I'll let you go. I think Lamar Jackson lost his MVP this game.
mm-hmm. I
I
think
think
Josh
Josh
Allen's
Allen.
MVP.
Yeah, I think Josh Allen took it
Mm-hmm.
because Josh Allen has the better record. I don't know though. Lamar did beat him head to head, but like I,
Mm-hmm.
I would give it to Josh Allen, man. I just would. I think he has a better record, better story. Lost Stephon Diggs, playing arguably better without Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you're seeing like I would be really happy for Josh Allen to win his MVP. Like he should have won it. Like he had so many years to win it. Like 2022, we all thought he was gonna win it, and then Mahomes had a crazy season. And then 2023, he had an up and down season. Um,
2022 wasn't that great of a season for Mahomes statistically, but
Wait, what do you mean? He had 5,200 yards.
in 2022,
Yeah, when he won his first Super Bowl against the Eagles,
2020, no, what? No way.
he had 5,200 yards, man. I know my boy Pat Mahomes, man. He had a career year.
Oh
Yeah,
wow, he did.
yeah, he had 41 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. He was crazy that year. He was undisputed MVP.
Dang, Mahomes has been so like he hasn't thrown those insane stats in so long that it's like making me forget how much he has done in the past. I'm like, oh wow, that's
Yeah,
crazy. Okay.
I mean,
I
I
genuinely
think,
forgot about that.
and it's Mahomes doesn't start his regular. His season starts in the playoffs. But anyways, going back to this, I think Josh Allen clearly is the MVP, man, and I hope he finishes the season like this. But Saquon Barkley is making a case for MVP too.
I was literally gonna say like right after you were gonna, I was gonna say Saquon definitely should, but they're not gonna give it to him. The only way I can see either Derrick Henry or Saquon Barkley mainly win this award is that he breaks the
He's on
record.
pace. He's on pace.
He's on pace, but only if he breaks the record will people give bat an eye for him.
No, no,
Generally,
no.
that's
He breaks the record. He deserves it.
no.
Like no,
I
he full
agree. If
healthy deserves it.
CMC didn't wasn't able to do it, then Barkley has to do something that's even more
And if
insane than
Barkley
what
does it,
CMC did.
if Barkley does it, he's the best running back in the league. Like it's not
Yeah,
like in the league, like he's better than CMC. It's not even
yeah.
close. But I have a question. Do you think Eagles are like the best team in the NFC? I was gonna argue that. I think the Eagles are the best team in the NFC. I know you
So
don't like
there's
the Eagles.
five. Okay, there's 5 games left, or at least I don't know how many. Yeah, Eric Dickerson's record in 2,105. Okay, Saquon has to average about 100 or 100-ish yards a game, like 100 and 25 maybe 125 yards per game in order to beat this record.
I just want to see what defenses he's playing. Okay, the Panthers, he's running through that team. Steelers, it's gonna be a little tough, but they're not good
Yeah,
against the one. They're not
but I
really
think
good
if he
against
makes it up with the Panthers game, then yeah,
the Commanders. Divisional
yeah,
game,
easily.
easily. Cowboys, that's easy. Like
Hmm.
they can't stop the run for Jack. And then the Giants, like Keegan needs to get it, man.
Oh yeah, he can get it. He
He's
can
gonna
get it.
break it against the Giants.
Pray he's healthy too. Like pray he's healthy, man. Like because I would love to see that. It would be so funny if if the Giants are the reason that we're holding back Saquon this entire time. Like Saquon was just unlocked because of this. Like
Yeah,
you,
I genuinely think that like Saquon Barkley is a very, very special, talented player, and the Giants don't know how to handle situations. You should have paid him, but Saquon, honestly, man, take that as a blessing in disguise. You didn't get
mm-hmm,
paid. You have a chance to win a Super Bowl. You do.
mm-hmm.
Like this team, I feel like has a chance to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, Vic
Will they?
Fangio's been cooking.
Will they? No, they're not winning the Super Bowl because Pat Mahomes will say so. But I think really quick, Eagles are my favorite. I think it's Chiefs Eagles this year. I'm being so serious.
Again, why does the Chiefs always face the same teams every time? I swear.
Oh
But
yeah, yeah. They played the Niners. No, they played the Buccaneers, but they
yeah,
lost.
it's like then what? Then the Buccaneers are gonna get win to go to the Super Bowl in a couple of years? Like dog, what? And like no, like
Baker was.
um,
What if it's Baker versus Mahomes? The college rematch. Remember?
oh dude, I would love that. I would root for
And
Baker
and,
so hard.
and Mahomes beats Baker.
I don't care. I need Baker to win that. I don't even care. I'd root against Mahomes so hard. But um, yeah,
Wait, if it's
big.
Chiefs Eagles, you're picking Chiefs, right?
Yeah, of
You don't.
course. Yeah, I don't want the Eagles, no. But
Well, okay.
Saquon kind of makes it tough. Like, but Eagles fans will be annoying. But
No, no, no,
yeah,
real quick. Do you think Jalen Hurts is like one of the best winners in the league, other than Mahomes? Like, because people say like he's a really big, really, really good winner, and 2 straight years in a row. I think no, 3 straight years in a row. The Eagles are 10-2 with Nick Sirianni. We judged
oh
him.
wow, yeah,
We,
that's true.
we all judge Nick Sirianni, but he has started the season off 10-2 in the last 3 years. He's been a winner. Obviously, he had a big collapse last year, but he's gone to the Super Bowl. I think we all owe Nick Sirianni maybe an apology. I mean, we got to see how the season ends, obviously.
Nah, I don't owe him an apology. I need to see how it ends. I don't trust that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, give credit where credit is due. He consistently wins in the beginning of the seasons and middle of the season too. So
Yeah.
he's a good coach, I guess. But he's not a great person either. It's like whatever. Um,
Okay.
all right,
I want to wrap it up.
Denver and Cleveland. We can wrap up the podcast. Let's talk about it real quick. Really, this game was just all over the place. It was just a
Yeah.
mess, but it was
I
fun. It was a fun mess. Um,
J-Bo kind of sold the game. Like, he really did, but it's J-Bo, man. He's a gunslinger.
yeah.
He's gonna double picks. But, hey, look, honestly, if you're a Browns fan, you'll take it, man. You need to lose games. I mean, obviously, it sucks, but I mean, you're never going to be the Broncos, man. The Broncos are just a better team, and
Mm-hmm.
well,
Bo Nix.
the Browns just came off of a great win against the Steelers. So, I mean, you kind of want to because I generally think that the Browns. I don't even know. They're in a sticky situation. I don't even know if they can draft another quarterback, but they might have to
Mm-mm.
draft one.
They're not going to be able to. But Broncos, they have a bright future. You would be think that after giving up Russell Wilson and all that debacle that went down, that the Broncos were cooked. Hey, Zach Wilson is living life right now. He's
I'll be
living
honest,
life.
man. Bo Nixon played the best. He had 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown, 294 yards. I mean, he had a lot of yards, but he didn't have the best game.
I agree, but he's 8-5 as well. But it's also like he didn't have the greatest stats, but he's still there was a lot of throws that were like, wow, this guy's him. Like this guy is gonna be good with the more tutelage from Sean Payton. Um, he's gonna be good.
You think Jaden took back the Rookie of the Year now?
No, it's Bo Nix's. I think Bo Nix.
Are you a
Bo
Bo
Nix has a
leader?
better record as well. I don't think.
Dude, you know what's crazy? I don't know how much interceptions Drake May has, but Caleb Williams has the least amount of interceptions. I think.
I
I
think
don't
so. I mean, I
I
could be
don't know
wrong.
I don't know how much Drake May has. I gotta check real quick, but dude, it's a very there's a chance Caleb Williams can maybe win it. No, 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 no. Drake May has 8 interceptions. No, yeah, Caleb
If
Williams.
Caleb Williams gets to 4,000 yards, that's the only way I can see him winning the offensive rookie, and he gets to a 9-8
Yeah,
record.
it's okay. Jaden can have the Rookie of the Year. Caleb Williams will
No,
win
that's
the
the only way. Like Caleb
Caleb
Williams, the
Williams.
only way Caleb can win the award is if he goes 5-0 this last game.
Oh, CJ was so lucky, dude. Last year he had nobody to compete
You
against,
know what's
man.
crazy? If Jay he's projected right now to hit 3,700 yards, and 20 touchdowns and 7 interceptions, which is the only player to ever do that was CJ Stroud. So He's on pace for potential CJ Stroud numbers.
Here's my thing, man. Real quick, and then we'll end the podcast. Dude, who did CJ Stroud have to go against, man? He went
It
against
doesn't
Bryce Young.
matter. It doesn't matter who you
No,
have to go
no,
against.
I like CJ a lot. But dude, come on. CJ Stroud was so lucky last year with his
No,
rookie.
CJ Stroud. No one had expectations for him. That's the only reason. Caleb has expectations, and CJ was able to thrive off of a new coaching staff, and was able to thrive well for that.
I would argue that CJ Stroud's had a better situation than Caleb. Because I feel like I value, in my opinion, I value coaching staff over players around him.
No, I agree. No, that's fair. That's completely fair. But I'm just saying, like, CJ Stroud at the end of the day, like, no one expected much from him, and then he was able to pop off onto the scene.
Hey, he's slumping right now.
I mean, yeah, that happens. I'm not worried about CJ, but it's like,
no, he's gonna be good. He's a good quarterback. I'm just saying,
he's a good quarterback. Just very big sophomore slump. And I think it all has to do with like their offensive line, and their defense as well has been pretty. Oh no, their defense is good. Their offensive line has been. Horrendous.
In a bad year, CJ Stroud's gonna still throw for 4,000 yards.
Really? Is that
he has 3,117 yards with 5 games left.
Really? Why does it seem like every game it's like he's playing like barely hitting 200 yards?
No. He's throwing. Okay, the thing with CJ is he will throw like 200 something yards, but he'll throw picks. And like he won't throw as much touchdowns because I think Mixon's crazy for them, man. Mixon was the best.
Mixon was a big pickup. Like, I don't understand why people thought that he was gonna be a bad. I literally said like this is a great pickup for the Texans.
I picked him up in fantasy, and everyone in my league were like, why'd you draft him so high? And he's been amazing for me.
No, yeah, he's really good.
Want to end it?
Yeah. So that's gonna do it for everyone. I know we kind of ran a little bit longer, but that's all right. We love to talk about football here. And that's going to do it for this episode of the Sobacksports podcast. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really means a lot to the channel. It really helps us create content like this for you guys. We'll be back every Tuesdays and Thursdays. Stay tuned for more predictions. And as always, we'll see you guys in the next one.